Hi folks, have you ever been juglining? If not, man, are you missing out. It's a lot like Easter egg hunting. You put these things out and you never know what you're gonna catch and what you're gonna find or where you're gonna find them. A lot of times people will sit out there with them, and in that case you don't have to build a jugline quite as big as this and as long as this. But a lot of times I like to put these out while I'm hybrid fishing, or maybe while I'm bow fishing, or just doing other stuff. Just so that way I have 10 extra hooks in the water, or however much it may be. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I build this jugline that'll stay standing up and why I build it this way. I'm Clay, and you're watching Respect the Fish YouTube channel. So let's talk real quick about why I build it this way. Basically, there's an 8-inch rod in here, 8-inch sucker rod, and that helps this thing stay standing up. I made it to where there's some thin swimming noodle inside this PVC pipe that pushes that rod right down here, so it's always on the lower end. I never want that rod to slide up and make this jugline sit in the water. I want it to stand straight up so I can see it across the lake. And by making it 18 inches tall, this swim noodle 18 inches tall, it sits in the water about 2-3 inches, and that way it gives over a foot of visibility up high. That way, if I am out hybrid fishing or doing something else, I can go look and I can see across the lake and find my juglines, versus if they were sitting in the water like this, it's real easy to overlook them, especially on a windy day. Folks, we're gonna take a minute. I'm gonna tell you about the supplies you'll need while you go shopping, and then I'm gonna walk you through how you're gonna build these juglines. What I did as far as supplies, you're gonna need some swim noodles. I like the regular size ones. There's little bitty ones, and there's what I would call regular size. They're 3 inches across. You need some of those. You need 3/4 inch PVC pipe. You need 2 caps per jugline that you plan on making. And then you need I use sucker rod that's 8 inches long. I cut it 8 inches long. If you don't have any sucker rod, you may have to experiment with some big rod material that you could buy at Lowe's or a metal store. You may have to change the dimensions a little bit to make it work. And then I use a trot line clip. I use about 100-pound black tarred line. You can find that at Walmart or Academy. I like the black tarred line because they have some orange and green or white line, but it's not tarred, and it's real easy to unravel. It's easy for your hooks to get tangled in it. This just seems to last a lot longer and not give you as much troubles. I used about 1/2 to 3/4 ounce weight. This is off of a casting net, but you could use an egg sinker. And then I use about a 5 to 6/0 J hook. That's my typical setup. But this jugline always stays standing up. I can adjust how much string is out based on with this trot line clip. All I gotta do is unravel it and set the depth. Whenever you build the jugline, you wanna wrap it with white duct tape. That makes it white, which keeps it compliant with legal code. I like to put some bright green tape up here just to give it some contrast and help me see it across the lake. And then if I'm night fishing, I actually have reflective tape up on this top cap, and that really makes it a lot easier to find if you're night fishing. Be sure to write your name and address on somewhere on the jugline. I like to write mine on the PVC pipe because it's a little more permanent. I write the date that I set my juglines out down here low, and after I have 7 or 8 dates on there, I'll just wrap it with some more duct tape on that little corner and give it a fresh look and a fresh edge. How I build these juglines, this swim noodle is 18 inches long. The PVC pipe, the 3/4 inch PVC pipe, is 26 inches long. Inside of it is sucker rod. And then I put swim noodle on the inside to make that sucker rod stay on the end here. I don't ever want that sucker rod to move and make my jugline not flag. But this is a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it. It's something worth trying. You could build these a little bit shorter and use a little bit less weight. But I want to be able to see it across the lake, so I made it that extra length. Before, I used to have the jugline about 10 inches. The noodle was 10 inches long, and the PVC pipe was about 24 inches long. So a little bit smaller, but it was harder to find. That's one reason I stepped up and used 18-inch swim noodle and made it a little bit taller. folks, thanks for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit a thumbs up and consider subscribing to stay in touch with more great content.